Hey everybody, does your company or organization have a cybersecurity strategy and culture? What in the world is that? It's important, all right? Do you know that being a cyber leader actually doesn't require you have technical expertise or even an IT degree, but only the willingness and effort to change the culture of your organization? In fact, reducing your organization's cyber risk requires awareness of just some basics of cybersecurity. Okay, there can be more to it, but it starts with the knowledge and understanding that then leads to the right culture and strategy to help stop, well, at least prevent cybercrime. And as the leader of your organization, what can you do? Well, for starters, stay tuned. As the leader of your department, your company, or maybe just yourself, maybe you're just self-employed, you need to drive your department, your company, your organization's approach to cybersecurity as you would any other potential hazard. For example, you do have a fire escape plan, right? I bet you have other plans as well. I do realize that this cybersecurity plan may require an investment of at least time and maybe even money, as well as getting the buy-in from your senior management team. That can be a challenge sometimes. But your investment, it drives the actions and activities of everyone. And this is what will build and will sustain a culture of cybersecurity awareness and action. I believe that you should approach cybersecurity as a business risk because it is a risk to your business. You could lose money or even precious data, like company trade secrets, or you could lose customers due to a data breach. And then, well, lose even more money. So ask yourself, what type of impact would be catastrophic to your operations? You want to write that down. What information, if compromised or breached, would cause damage to your employees, to your customers, to your account holders, or to even your business partners? You want to write that down. Writing and answering these questions down is building your strategy. What is your level of risk appetite and risk tolerance? I truly believe that raising the level of awareness and making everyone, and I mean everyone in your organization, aware of the risk and the tolerance levels actually helps to enforce and build the culture of making informed decisions and understanding the level of risk your organization is willing to take. When you understand what is at stake, you have a stake in it. You also will have to determine how much of your organization's operations are dependent upon IT. Consider how much your organization relies on information technology to conduct business and make it part of your culture to plan for contingencies in the event of a cyber incident. This is happening now more than ever because of COVID and so many people working remotely. You will need to identify and even prioritize your organization's critical assets as well as the associated impact to operations if an incident were to occur. Maybe I should say when an incident occurs. Oh, let's keep going. Ask those necessary and critical questions that actually lead to understanding your security planning, your operations, and if you have them, your security-related goals. I love having goals. Can you actually draw all of this out in a picture, put it in a document, a plan that everyone can see? I hope so, because that's having a strategy and policies. A very important question to ask is, if there were a cyber attack, data breach, or compromise, just how long would it take to restore to normal operations? Oh, and by the way, what is the benchmark for what equals normal operations? I have to warn you, you gotta resist the "it can't happen here" or "it won't happen to me" type of thinking. Instead, because it's really more of a case of "it hasn't happened yet," focus cyber discussions on what if and when it happens scenarios, and then develop an incident response plan based on those scenarios that will help you prepare for the various cyber events and those scenarios. Now, with all this in mind, then you're going to need to invest in cybersecurity capabilities for your organization and staff. Yeah, it's going to take some investment, but think of how much you could lose if you don't invest. This includes not only investments in technology capabilities, but also in continuous investment in the cybersecurity training and awareness for your organization's personnel. They only know what they know. So if they don't know the threats and they don't know what to do about the threats or what to do if something takes place, then you'll know what they know when the losses start piling up. So invest in the education now so they do know. Start training now. Use the training and education events to have conversations with everyone, with your staff, with your business partners, outside your organization, with your vendors, and even your service providers, maybe even with your customers when it's appropriate. See, these conversations, this is what will help you to build a network of trusted relationships that must have necessary access to timely cyber threat information should, or let's really say when, something happens. And when something happens, you're going to need to act accordingly to what your cybersecurity policies are. So make sure to lead the development of those cybersecurity policies. That's what we're doing right now through this process. Business leaders and technical staff should collaborate on policy development and should ensure policies are well understood by the entire organization. Don't leave anyone out. You will need to perform a review of all cybersecurity and risk policies to identify any possible gaps or weaknesses by comparing them against the known cyber risk management frameworks that are available and the known developing security issues we have to face. So develop a policy roadmap, prioritizing policy creation and updates based on the risk to your organization as determined by what? The conversations you've been having with your business leaders and with your staff. Now I know this sounds like a lot, and I also know it can be a bit overwhelming. But by starting today and taking action, you can hopefully prevent losses. Well, hopefully let's go with limit losses due to cyber crimes that are happening because you have a cybersecurity strategy and because you have the culture that you have created. Are you looking for more? Well, you can always go to our YouTube page where we have hundreds of videos. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe. You can also go to the Payments Professor website where we have entire courses. And those are courses on electronic payments and other things too. And they're all in short video format like this. And if there's a topic you'd like to see created, well, email me, kevin@paymentsprofessor.com, or you can leave a comment, or you can send me a message. Because what do we do at the Payments Professor? Well, we provide training that doesn't suck and isn't boring. Class dismissed.